Minor heart attack over. Scary part about having fires on the beach. A lot of the rocks that are around have moisture in them. A rock just exploded, sort of like that. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. We're here today in beautiful Gros Morne National Park. We just finished doing the Green Gardens trail hike, and this place is amazing. This is my favorite hike in Western Newfoundland. The sun has just come out. It's turned into a beautiful evening. Had a bit of rain on the way in, but according to the forecast, we should have a fairly clear night. It's not calling for any more showers until tomorrow night, so hopefully tomorrow morning will be just as beautiful. I was a little late getting in today. I got about an hour and a half drive to get to the park from my home, and I stopped along the way. My parents' cabin is en route to the park, so I stopped in there. Today's Father's Day, so I stopped in and spent some time with my dad. We stopped in Woody Point at the Discovery Center on the way out and got my park pass. The park official there said that there was nobody else booked for Green Gardens tonight, so we've got the entire place to ourselves, unless somebody else shows up later tonight. There are 4 tent pads here, and thankfully I got down in time. I've got my favorite one all staked out. I'm camping in the hammock tonight. So there are a couple that will work, but there's one that is ideal. It has trees on either side of the tent pad, so the hammock actually hangs directly over the pad. Makes it a lot easier for getting in and out. So I got the hammock all set up. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to get some supper cooking now shortly. And then we'll start working on some wood. Have a little fire tonight down on the beach. It's going to be a great night. I got the hammock all set up. Took a bit of playing around to get it leveled out because the trees are spaced fairly far apart, and in order to get it high enough off the tent platform I had to get it pretty high into the trees. But I think that's going to be great for tonight. It's not calling for any rain, but if we do get any rain, the rain fly is all set up and good to go. I think it's around 5:30 now. I'm getting kind of hungry. I think it's time to get some supper. We have some obligatory Miss Vicky's for later this evening. Kettle chips, love them. Right. Food for tonight and tomorrow. So for supper tonight, we've got some sidekicks, some noodles, and a pack of tuna. It's gonna go in with that. Breakfast tomorrow, we've got some granola and powdered milk, and lots of coffee. And I even brought a peppermint tea to have later on this evening. So let's cook up some food. So supper is all done. The black flies are crazy up here, so I'm going to take my supper down by the cliffs and eat it there in the breeze. So the only question that remains is what beer should we have with supper? So the liquor store puts off an event here in Newfoundland called Beer Fest, where they bring in beers from all kinds of microbreweries all across Canada. So I stopped in the store and got a small selection. So we've got the IPA number 9 from Collective Arts. I know I like Collective Arts. I've tried a bunch of their beers before and they're all delicious. We've got the Raised by Wolves IPA by Driftwood Brewery. I'll get into these later when there aren't so many flies around. And last but not least, we've got Lost Craft Revival Premium Lagered Ale. I think we're going to go with the lagered ale for supper. Seems like it would go with pasta, right? Immature bald eagle scoping out my dinner. Cheers, guys. Yep. Breeze isn't helping. Still flies. Oh well. Alright, I'm going to finish up my supper and I'll get back with you in a bit. There I am. So supper was great. Hoping the wind picks up a little bit so these flies go away. I'm going to go down and get my dishes cleaned up and get all that sort of stuff squared away. And so we can get started on a fire. So we got a new piece of kit to try out tonight. One of my subscribers and a good buddy of mine, Dean, noticed in my last video that I didn't have much in the way of lights. I only usually bring a headlamp with me because, I mean, you don't really need it out here. But yeah, I dropped into the house the other day and dropped off this awesome lantern. It looks huge, and when I first looked at it, I was like, oh my god, I could never carry that much weight in the woods. But this thing, I didn't get a weight. I'll get a weight when I go home and throw it up on the screen. But this thing literally weighs as much as I would imagine the 2 batteries that are inside weigh. And bright. This thing would light up the whole clearing. So I can't wait to try that out at night. Thanks, Dean. The beach here is full of driftwood. I could burn a fire all night if I wanted to. Hopefully it's not all too wet. So we got some dark clouds rolling in. I got a bad feeling. So I think I'm going to get the fire going now. It's about 9 o'clock or so. Got another hour or so before dark. I'm going to get it going now so I can at least enjoy my fire for an hour or so before some potential rain hits. There's not much around in the way of tinder. So I'm going to go back to the trusty bag o' dryer lint. And this stuff takes a spark like nothing else. Fluff this up a little bit. So I've got some feather sticks ready and some small tinder ready to go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing better than sitting around a fire. Whether it's a little day trip or a multi-day trip. This is what makes it for me. Sitting around in a beautiful place, listening to the crackle of the fire is awesome. So in Gros Morne, they don't allow fires in the backcountry. Green Gardens is kind of an exception to that rule, where they do allow fires, but only on the beach. Which, I mean, it's a hassle. The stairs you have to come down to get to the beach are kind of sketchy. But I mean, at least you're allowed to have a fire. But that being said, there's still fire pits in all 4 primitive sites up in the tent sites. And they're all used. So I mean, people are having fires up there. I mean, it's not that hard to come down to the beach. There's enough driftwood down here. Literally, I mean, within 100 feet, I can collect enough wood in 2 trips for the entire night. So I mean, there's no excuse for... I can understand that some people want to have a fire up by their tent, and it is a bit unnerving to come down on the beach in the middle of the night. Especially if you're out here by yourself, for sure. But there's no need of it. It's a camping tip. Don't listen to the radio when you're on your way out to the woods. I get the stupidest songs stuck in my head. They're not even stupid songs. I just don't know the words to them. So I've been running around the whole day singing like 3 lines out of I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. I'm sure the sheep appreciate it. Day hikers probably not so much. Well, there's still a little bit of blue sky. Surrounded by scary black clouds. What a gorgeous evening. Ooh, I'm on fire. Awesome. So I made one more trip up the stairs. Whew. Last trip before I go to bed. But it was an important one. It was to get beer. So the beer I had with supper, it was called Revival by Lost Craft Beer Brewery. So Revival is a premium all-natural lagered ale, small batch, brewed in Toronto, inspired by a specialty beer style from Cologne, Germany. And it was rather delicious. This one is Raised by Wolves by Driftwood Breweries. Raised by Wolves IPA. Born of Yukonot hops and raised under the influence of... Oh, they got some weird words on this. It's born of Yukonot hops and raised under the influence of Saccharomyces toi. This beast has developed a taste for mango, citrus, and melon with a nose to match. Hear the call. This one was abandoned to the wild. Luckily I found it. The other one I brought was an IPA from Collective Arts. And I've tried most of their IPAs. I've loved every one of them. So I'm going to save that one and try something different. Cheers. Oh. Ooh, that's a lot of citrus. That's like a bitter IPA with a lot of citrus. What did they say? Mango, citrus, and melon. Yeah, it's a bitter one. Tasty. It's definitely not going to go to waste. Okay, whew. One minor heart attack over. Scary part about having fires on the beach. A lot of the rocks that are around have moisture in them. A rock just exploded on it, sort of like that. Yeah. Maybe it's another reason people have fires in their campsites. That was a great day. It's about 11:30 now. think I'm going to let the fire die down and then head to bed. It's a bit dark. Ooh. Lantern. Good morning, guys. I slept great last night. I actually slept in till about 8 o'clock this morning, and then laid in the hammock till about, almost 9. There's no sheep this morning. I'm disappointed. Pretty much every time I've stayed here, you usually get woken up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning by the sheep all running past. No sheep alarm clock this morning. Go for a walk down the beach and we'll get some more water for breakfast. Only had enough for the 1 cup of coffee. Getting a bit hungry. So here's where we need to walk. We basically gotta go right to the end there. That's where the river runs out. So come along. Something tells me that a shark or a killer whale did not like this guy. You should be very glad at the moment that you do not have smell-o-vision though. Well guys, the coffee is all gone. The day hikers have arrived. So I think I'm gonna pack up and head back up the trail. I guess I noticed this morning that I must have wrenched my knee coming down over the hill last night. Woke up, it's a bit swollen and tender. So it could be a slow haul up the hill, but I will catch up with you guys when I get to the car. So we made it home. The hike was good. I made it back to the car in about a little over 2 hours. I left the site about 12:30, and I think I got to the car at 2:40 or something like that. So it went well. It always surprised me that I like the hike out in Green Gardens more than I like the hike in, and it's hard for my brain to process that because the hike in is like 90% downhill and the hike out is up stairs and stairs and stairs. I left the site this morning, and so you start out, you walk along this nice coastal trail up the top of the cliffs and you're looking out over the ocean, and then all of a sudden it hits you, you get to the stairs. I call them the stairs as opposed to just stairs because it goes from this beautiful, nice little coastal walk right into like 200 stairs. So you got a flight of stairs and then a flight of stairs and then a hill and then another flight of stairs and then another. Finally you get to a nice level spot, and then you walk up through this nice valley, you get a little break, and then boom, you get hit with a second hill. I always hate the second hill. That's the worst part of that hike for me. It's still more stairs mixed in with like rocks and boulders and stuff that you've got to step over and climb around, and they're rounded and odd shapes and stuff. It's just, I find it hard going up through there, and especially with my knee today, it made it even worse. It's still a bit tender, but it's not bad. So you get up through this second section and you get to a big rock outcrop where you can sit down and take a break, which is there's always a crowd of people around. Everybody stops there and has a break, and then right after that, you're right into another level spot. And it's always around there that my legs get this false sense of accomplishment, and my brain's trying to tell them that no, there's another hill, and I don't know, there's like a weight comes off my shoulders when I get at that point. And then you're walking along through this nice level area through the trees, and all of a sudden you break through the trees, and then there's a third hill that you've got to go up. All of a sudden, boom, you're into more stairs. And then stairs, and then a hill, and then another set of stairs, and another set of stairs. And sometimes they give you the option, and they'll have a set of stairs and a hill, and so you can choose. You get up there, and it's like, I don't like walking upstairs. So then you can, I'm going to walk up that hill instead. And then finally you get to the top. There's a nice platform, you can sit down. But it's a lot of stairs and a lot of uphill. For some reason, when I'm walking into Green Gardens, even though I'm pumped, I'm going on a trip, I'm going to spend the night out there, it's going to be awesome. For some reason, my brain is telling me that you're walking down all these stairs and this is so easy. Tomorrow or the next day or whenever this trip is over, you're going to have to walk back up all these stairs and it's going to suck. I don't know why. Yeah, you get to this platform, then it's just a quick walk across the surface of Mars again, the weird first part. It's the same rock that's in the tablelands. So it's the ultramafic rock. It's one of those rare places on Earth where the Earth's mantle actually comes through the crust and is exposed. So the tablelands is the big mountain that is a reddish, orangish brown color. There are 4 of them, sort of in a chain in western Newfoundland. The rocks themselves are really high in iron and magnesium, I believe. So they oxidize, they basically rust. The entire mountain looks like it's rusted. And the whole first kilometer or so of the Green Gardens hike is just a barren field of these orangish, reddish rocks. And that's what always reminds me of, is the surface of Mars. So yeah, we made it home. It was a great trip. I hope you guys will consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.